Okay, so tonight I wanted to look at a little bit more from this Hank Mobley solo that I've been talking about for past couple videos. But now, rather than thinking about licks, I was thinking about what we might call line syntax. So it's really more about playing scales and where things are placed rhythmically. Here's what I was noticing looking at this first chorus again of Hank Mobley's solo, just to point out a couple things that let's look at this right here. Eighth note scale descending line starting on beat 4 of the 5 chord and then resolving into the measure. And there's similar lines as we go along. This it's not starting on the same note, but again it's this descending scale line starting on beat 4 playing into the next measure. This is similar. This is similar. There's more, but that's enough to start with. So even just looking at this first one here, so the idea is we're going to take B flat major scale, but we're going to start it on the beat 4 over the F7 chord with the 7th note of the scale or the 3rd note of the F7 chord, however you want to think about it. So F7 and then landing on the 5th on the B flat on the 1 chord, so and then continuing. So that's down to the B flat. Keep going a little bit further. So I'll just end on that F there. So it's straight down the scale until we get to the 4th beat of the B flat chord, and then we add this chromatic passing tone G flat between G and F. So this is this point that a lot of people make, which is about putting chord tones on the beat, right? So we have chord tone on the B flat, the 5th, chord tone 3rd, chord tone 1, and then we treat 6 as a chord tone, and then chromatic passing tone, and 5 on the downbeat. So it's everything's chord tones on the downbeat, but really more of what I want to focus on is that, but also the fact that it starts 1 beat earlier. So this part right here, the fact that we have the scale line starting on beat 4 of the 5 chord, I think is what really gives the line a sense of forward motion, playing into the resolution. So 5 is the tension, 1 is the resolution. 1, 2, 3, ba-da-bum, and then it resolves. Continuing straight down the line, down the scale, be-da-ba-da-da-da-da-bo-da-da-da, and then lots of other things happen. But notice. Let's skip down to this one here at the bottom. Let's clear all this out. So just to highlight it. This is a good one down here. So we've got 2-5-1 now. And we're thinking about compressing a 2-5 into 1 measure and starting on the downbeat, the 3rd of the C minor chord. It's a similar kind of thing going down the scale. Here the way it ends up is a little different. So we end up with this enclosure, right? G flat to E, enclosing F, landing on F. But we have again this 2/8 notes starting on beat 4, the bar before. So the line doesn't start on the downbeat; it starts on beat 4, kind of playing into the bar to give it that sense of forward motion. All right, so it's like. Enclosure. So that's just great, like syntax stuff. It's about where things are set up. So that's something that I'm going to practice and recommend. It's a strong part of the language of this music is these eighth note lines, descending scalar lines that start before the downbeat. So in all of these examples, they're starting on beat 4, but you can imagine taking that principle and going back further. So you might start an eighth note earlier than beat 4, so on the end of 3, just one note up further up the scale. You can go back as far as you want in the previous measure, just backing up step by step, if that makes sense. But just Hank Mobley gave such clear examples of using that idea, and it sounds great. And so it's something that you can grab from this solo and practice and make part of your own improvisational language, which is what I plan to do, and which is what I'm already doing. So line syntax, that's what I'm talking about tonight, and more to come. And I'll see you next time.